You all doing? Greetings from the Crypto Blitz, your go-to place for all things crypto. I'm Ripple Van Winkle, your host. I hope that today is fantastic for everyone. Wednesday marks the halfway point of the week and there are only a few days left in the month. People, what? The last day is today. Talk. This evening we will receive that monthly closure. Our goal is for XRP to get back above $2.26. That is what I want you to focus on. We are discussing Bitcoin mining in this episode. Miners are unwilling to let up, even if it is becoming unprofitable. Lawsuits against a number of significant cryptocurrency players have been dropped by the SEC. PayPal and their stablecoin are the most recent, but they won't give up. Ripple, what is happening there? We will be discussing it today. We are revealing the true motivations, maintaining miners' lives, and the underlying cause that Ripple's remains the last battlefield for the SEC. Make sure you hit the like button if you're on the channel, click the follow button, and feel free to join if you're interested. It reads, join, get it done without further ado, and appears beneath each video. Let's get started with a Bitcoin. 94,971. Now, right now it's essentially flat, although it is down 3.09%. It has increased 0.1% over the last hour. Ethereum will arrive at 18.1 cent. At the moment, it is down 1.23%. The value of both stablecoins is 99 cents at $2.23. XRP is displaying some life on the hourly chart. Nothing would please me more than to see XRP above $2.26 by today's conclusion when the monthly closure occurs. That is the thing I'm focusing on. We'll have to wait and watch where the cryptocurrency market goes today. The total market capitalization of cryptocurrencies has slightly decreased from 3 trillion, which we managed to surpass yesterday, to 2.982. Keep in mind that the psychological limit is 3 trillion. That is what we must focus on in this situation. As we all know, it won't be simple to break, but guess what? For a very, very long time, we can kiss and say goodbye when it breaks at 76,500. We made the bomb call a few weeks ago. If my spelling is correct, Bitcoin's next step up is loading and pushing us beyond $100, 0 cents. Tune in tonight at 7 p.m. to hear my sermons on live streaming about all that's happening in May, Standard Eastern Time. Tonight's live webcast is my next call. I hope that everyone will be present. Josh released this. Let's quickly discuss Bitcoin mining before moving on to Ripple versus SEC. Not fun, it says, but how long will miners be able to stay in business if the price doesn't rise to match mining costs after the next halving event? This story was published in the UK by PC Gamer. Claimed that mining Bitcoin is now completely unprofitable, with the cost of mining a single coin in the US being over $137, 0 cents, and in Germany being close to 200, 0. What is the current price of Bitcoin? 94,000 or 95,000? And you can see how much it costs because the hardware, electricity, and other expenses range from $137, 0 cents to $200, 0 cents. So let's discuss it. About a year ago, on April 24, block rewards for mining Bitcoin fell from 6.25 to 3.125. They essentially cut the income of the majority of miners in half. Furthermore, as global energy prices continue to grow, mining difficulty has hit all-time highs. The profitability is impacted in two ways. As of right now, the typical miner is submerged and new miners are not going to appear. Many companies are operating at a net loss, particularly those that use outdated equipment or are located in areas with higher electricity prices, according to the Mining Mag's most recent report. Here's the twist though, they're not giving up, these miners. In fact, they are stepping up their efforts in this regard. This is when things start to get interesting. Long-term position first. All of these miners think that the price of Bitcoin will soar this cycle. They predict that the price of Bitcoin will be significantly higher than $200,000, 0 cents. They are therefore hopeful about everything they are mining right now, and I think they will be correct. Naturally, time will tell if the miners will be able to sell off and turn a profit after the bull run is finished. Clever, huh? It makes sense. Particularly when Bitcoin reaches the six-figure barrier, they are prepared to suffer short-term losses now in order to recoup enormous gains later. Second, the mining industry has witnessed a concentration of power. Players that are smaller are leaving. We have discussed this. Smaller players are simply no longer able to perform. They are unable to pay for it. You can observe big businesses and organizations replacing mine. However, institutionally supported industrial miners are stepping up their efforts. Businesses with the newest hardware reduced energy contracts and access to cash include Marathon and Riot. Third, the network incentive is still effective, albeit infrequently. Being a part of the ecosystem keeps your foot in the door for future block rewards and related transaction fees, even if you are just making ends meet. It's grim here for the miners, and they're not in it for today's paycheck, so I'm on my way. They are placing bets on the gold rush of tomorrow. Quite fascinating, isn't it? He believes Ethereum's bottom is in, therefore tighten the cryptos like this. But this, I believe, is that for many of these assets, I believe this is as near to the bottom as we will ever be able to get. The RSA at the bottom is essentially bottomed out, as you can see. Every time those RSI readings entered that bottom region, you could see although all of those levels are very psychological, as you can see from the chart on the bottom left, 5 of the 6 support and resistance levels have turned into support. There is one remaining resistance that is situated in the range of $97,000 to $100,000, 0 cents. It is going to break. It will occur in May. Ever since Bitcoin fell to 76.5, we have been predicting this breakout. Now's the moment. It's time to go really aggressive on this. And this was released by a crypto area. The SEC abandons its inquiry into the dollar peg stablecoin offered by PayPal. This ruling was revealed in a filing on Tuesday, concluding yet another high-profile cryptocurrency investigation into President Trump's new government. It's interesting since we have witnessed the disappearance of Coinbase, Binance, Kraken, Grayscale, Libra, and PayPal. The SEC has been discreetly resolving these issues under Trump and his new administration. They tried using the Grayscale after dropping the hammer on Libra, but guess what? Those cases have been resolved. They're done before it ever started. Charges are being reduced, settlements are underway, and Coinbase Binance is finished. DeFi from DC now, obviously, with one exception, they are retreating from a full-scale battle against cryptocurrency. What are we doing in the 5th year after almost a quarter of a century? It comes out in December 2020. This is the final significant case still pending after over 4.5 years. And why is the question? Despite having reached a settlement to finish the lawsuit, the parties recently filed a joint request to halt the trial's last phase. However, Paul Atkins was not confirmed, are not yet elected to lead the SEC. Thus, there is a definite indication that settlement negotiations are taking place and have already taken. They're finished. Both sides have concurred. All we need to do is get the final sign-off. More telling, though, is the fact that the SEC still views Ripple as a must-win firm. Consider this. XRP will be formally declared not a securities in circulation if Ripple completely overcomes the SEC. Although it isn't technically a security yet, we are examining secondary sales of XRP to see how Ripple can sell it on the secondary market. However, this will negate the SEC's capacity to utilize the same tool for years to regulate the whole altcoin market. They won't let this go because of this. In the unlikely event that the SEC loses control, Ripple has established a precedent, control upcoming crypto enforcement, and they don't want that. The last domino is this one. However, the message that will be conveyed to these organizations, banks, financial firms, and cryptocurrency corporations in the United States is very apparent when this lawsuit is concluded and everything is completed during President Trump's administration. If they are a reputable business, we won't pursue you. You are truly welcome in this nation. We desire blockchain-based development. Integrating crypto is what we desire. The conclusion of the war is near. This is the last component, the last domino that will fall, and it will do so in the second half of this year, opening the door for all of these different ETFs, in addition to perhaps gaining some utility on top of XRP in the United States that can connect it to the rest of the world. That will open the floodgates to Ripple in all of their new relationships, people. Everything is falling into place. May and June are big months. Put it in writing. I'll be satisfied if you pin it to your fucking fridge. I'll see you all at the next one. Have a good Wednesday. Wash your hands.